And there we go. Things are happening. Not happening. Yes, they are. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. We're playing Farming Simulator 22 on Glenleathann. Ah, man, weather. Well, okay, first things first. Sugar beets aren't ready. It is the first of the month. No, it's September 4. Ah, man. Okay, so I've got another day to sleep. We have... Oh, good grief. Okay, bit of a stuttering this morning. We're going to have a lot of stuttering, I think. The issue is... Oh, I had such a fright last Sunday. Because I tried to start Farming Simulator 22 and it just hung completely. So I crashed it out, restarted it again, and just carried on. Same way, just hung on the loading screen. So I did a verify files, I did an uninstall reinstall, I rebooted the PC, I just did all of the things and nothing. So I finally went to the Steam forum and they said, oh, there was an overnight update to the AMD graphics drivers. So, and just leave it. So, fine, started Farming Simulator, went, cleaned the kitchen, made myself a cup of tea, came back and, oh, it loaded. So that's a good thing. Unfortunately, what I haven't done is been everywhere on the map, because I haven't reloaded the map since then, to get the stuttering to stop. So that's going to plague us for a while. But for right now, at least the game has started. Yay. But I was really worried that, this is going to be a problem. I'm not going to be able to stream Farming Simulator 22 on Glenleathann anymore. Let's have a look at Farming Simulator 19. So I loaded up Farming Simulator 19 because new PC haven't reloaded the game here yet. And there's almost nothing on the mod hub. It's a little bit dark at this time of morning. Well, let's have a look and see what's available. Oh, hello. That's nice. Small star, vertibar. What's that? That's a milk tanker. Yes, it is. Trainer thing. Design crone, giants, standard. Okay, anyway. Thing. So, sorry, just reviewing what is it. Oh, that's 156 to 183. I don't want something that small, but that's a nice little thing. So it's raining as well, so yay. But that is now ready. And some of these fields will have weeds. That has a lot of weeds. Not my field, so not a worry. So I've got to take the weeder out there, and then I also need to spray it as well, but I need to wait till the rain stops. So let's have a look at weather. Weather's going to run till 11 o'clock. But in the meantime, I can get things ready. So yes, so new drivers for AMD, and all sorts of other fun stuff. Okay, that's Massey Ferguson. That's a Lamborghini. Let's do Lamborghini. Okay. Ah, okay. So yeah, so anyway, all sorts of crazy stuff, but upshot is Farming Simulator 22 did end up reloading, so that's a good thing. That is my weeder, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. So we'll get that out. Nothing needs fixed, so that's good. Oh. And of course, a lot of the big YouTube people in Farming Simulator community have now got access to Farming Simulator 25, so there's lots of new stuff to check out. I haven't looked at too much, but something I did watch was Mr. Seeley P did a review on contracts. And there are now mowing contracts which just have you mow a field, not collect anything, just mow the field. You can't do anything with the grass, you can't pick it up, you can't collect it. There are baling contracts which just has you bale stuff. You don't have to deliver it anywhere, you just have to bale it. So there's no bonus income from doing baling contracts. And you have to, I don't know if there's a chain of contracts. I don't know if you mow a field, you'll then get maybe a contract to ted a field and windrow a field as separate contracts, but each task is separate. The only contract I've seen that you have delivery for so far is harvesting contracts. Now, I remember back in Farming Simulator 17, what happened there was you were given a contract to harvest, and the harvester would adjust its fill rate so that once the contract was complete, the harvester was pretty much full. So it didn't matter how big of a field you had, you would just, the job was to harvest the field. Also in Farm Sim 17, you weren't allowed to leave the equipment once you'd started a contract. You had to just keep doing it. You couldn't go away from it or anything like that. Should be stopping raining any moment. Turn that off. I shouldn't have been running that for so long. It's not too bad. We also want this one. We do have the old Platinum Edition wood contract or logging type contracts, cut dead wood, deliver piles of wood, and break up break up boulders. So those are all ported over. But yeah, there's little opportunity for bonus income. The harvest contract that I saw Mr. CDP do was basically just he got the field harvested, he delivered the last load of grain, and he got paid $200 for the excess grain. So really not a lot available. So yeah, things happening. Also watched a video on do tyres make a difference, and equipment like this is absolutely horrible for soil compaction. This is kind of a heavy piece of equipment. If we actually go take a look at it, yes, that's what I've got. And where is it? Sprayers. No. Crop protection. That one. This is 14.4 tons. So super heavy, and it's on narrow tyres, which means it creates huge grooves through fields. Very, very not good for crops. Didn't notice much difference between standard tyres, wide tyres. They're very similar. Doubles do spread out the weight, so it is kind of noticeable, but again, not too badly noticeable. Okay, rain stopped. Oops. Move time on to about midday. Okay, that's kind of good. Oh, the thing with baling contracts. Baling contracts, the job calls for either square bales or round bales. So if you want to use your own equipment, you either need round bales and square bales, just in case, or you need to borrow the equipment if you don't have the right baler. You can't turn up to a field with your square baler and the farmer says, "Oh, I want round bales." It won't work. You can't do anything about it. So that's a thing. Didn't see any videos with fertilization contracts, so not sure if that you have to buy the stuff or whether it's supplied. I do remember back in Farm Sim 17, I did I think I did a sugar beet contract, harvesting contract, on the biggest field on the map, which, it paid well. Yeah, got paid a lot. But I actually had to bring a fuel tank to the field to reload or to refuel the harvester, because I actually ran out of fuel. Now, as I said earlier, you didn't get the harvester never filled up, so it would fill up quickly at the start, and then the rate at which it filled up would decrease over time, so you never ended up with a harvester with 100% stuff in it. And yeah, I ran out of fuel, and you had about 15 seconds to return to the field if you left to the field. So what I ended up having to do was basically tab to the first vehicle I owned that came up when you push the tab between vehicles. And fortunately, tabbing from the contract vehicle to or harvester took me straight to one of my tractors. So I tabbed to one of my tractors, drove that tractor for like 12 seconds, and then tabbed back to the field so I didn't lose the contract. Then I had to tab back to the tractor and eventually got it to my fuel bowser, the Thunder Creek fuel bowser thing. Then in 12-second stints I had to drive the tractor with the fuel bowser to the field where the harvester was at. Eventually made it, although that took me a good long time driving in 12-second bursts to get tractor with fuel bowser to the field. Then as soon as my tractor got to the field, I'm in the field, the clock doesn't, the failed contract clock didn't start. Drove over to the harvester, refilled the harvester with fuel, and completed the contract. And got paid a ton of money, but yeah, that was a thing. So from then onwards, I tried to make sure I had at least, if I was doing a harvesting contract, I had the fuel bowser at side of field. So if I had to refuel a harvester, it wasn't a problem. But Farm Sim 25, it also looks like we're going to have timed contracts. Now, the time is not bad. You're basically looking at something like you've got 50 hours to do the contract, and the contract counts down. So presumably in 50 hours time, that contract drops off the available contracts list. And when you take the contractor, the timer is still running. So you've then got 50 hours to complete the contract, and then possibly you fail it. Don't know, didn't see that happen. Mr. CLP wasn't demonstrating that, he was demonstrating changes in the contract system. But you can still lease, have the farmer provide you with his equipment to do the contract, which means you take a lower payment for completing the contract. You can use your own equipment. You're only allowed to use the type of equipment that the contract calls for. Now, he didn't demonstrate any fertilization contracts, so I don't know if you have to, if the farmer is loaning you a liquid fertilizer sprayer, you have to use some form of sprayer, or if if he wants slurry, then you have to provide your own slurry system and slurry. But I'm sure if I keep watching, I'll see some other people doing those types of contracts and thus learn how those work. But it does look like there's no opportunity to steal stuff. So if you do a baling contract, you do a baling contract, and as soon as you collect the contract, the bales all disappear. The whole point of a baling contract is just to create the bales. And workers don't do baling, so baling contracts are now very manual. Workers will do mowing and they will do harvesting, so that's not a problem. But baling, just like in this game, they don't do baling contracts, but you can obviously set up a course play to do to set a baler to follow, to run the rows. So all you need to do with course play here is if I set a course for a tedder, then not a tedder, for a windrower, a worker will follow that course. I copy that temporary course to the tractor that is going to do the baling, and the baling tractor will follow exactly the same course. So effectively I can have a worker do the baling, or I can use follow me and follow a harvester, and the worker will just follow the vehicle in front. I just have to make sure that all of the stuff on the back is turned on if I use follow me. So yeah, changes to the contract system. It's not going to be as lucrative as it is today because there's no payout for bonus stuff. You do baling, you bail. It's fails to load module. That's weird. Never mind. So, don't know what effect compaction has on soil. Nobody's demonstrated that. The only thing I've seen is narrow tyres, heavy equipment is bad for compaction. We'll have to wait to see if it affects yield or anything like that. I'm sure probably someone like Farm Sim Guy will do the science. He tends to science everything when a new version of Farming Simulator comes out to figure out the stuff we already know, is it still true, and what new stuff is out there. So he'll go out and find a hilly map and then hitch a heavy cultivator on the back and, you know, run a vehicle with narrows, standards, wides, wide with weights, weights on the front, all the things, and just try and see, you know, what affects traction. So yeah, those things will happen. We did use a lot of fertilizer on that field, but that's all done. And I'll apologise for the slight jerkiness of the graphics again. Obviously, we're still resolving our graphical stuff. Okay, that's now empty. I'm trying to think what else. I did watch a review of what's in the store, and we've lost the small Valtras. The Valtra A, Valtra N, they're gone. I think we've still got the S and the T. It doesn't look like we have the Q, which was the big one for Farm Sim 22. Class is mostly gone. There's the Zerion 12 and the 400, which we don't have the 400. I think we have the 600, which is this one. So we don't have this one anymore. We have the 400, which falls down around sort of this sort of area. I think the G series, Valtra G series equivalent is the 400. It looks like we've lost the Favorite 500. 500? Yeah, the 500's gone. But we do have some other older tractors. Didn't see any of those. We got the Landini, we got that, and we got a Z-Tour, I think, possibly that one. But the first Massey Ferguson, I think, is a 5. Got the Vario 300. Didn't see a T6 or a 6M. The Lindgren and Lind track is still there. There's no small cases that I saw. There's no small Kubotas. The only Kubota tractor I saw was the M8. However, because Kubota was an expansion, they may show up as mods in week 1 or 2 to test the mod hub. Didn't turn the lights off. So, oh, I don't have GPS on this. I don't have GPS on any of my small tractors. Oh well. So yeah, lots of changes. As I was saying, we've got the Zerion, we've got the Axion 400, but we don't have the Arian 400, but we don't have any of the Axions. So the Axion 800 and 900 are gone, which is a